Hughes Omnes, welcome to part 2 of this lesson on numbers on the Numeri. This will help you prepare for all of the things that we're doing except for time. That'll come up in a separate video. So one of the things that we've talked about are the distributives, singuli, one by one, bini, two by two or two at a time, trini, quaterni, quini. These are pretty easy to identify because they have a number and the ending is I. There's no single word for these in English. Then we have the multiplicatives like simplex, which is single or simple, duplex, triplex is triple, and we go on and on from there. And we have the adverbs. Semel, this is one that just has to be memorized. It means once. Bis is twice. Ter, as in tertia or tertiary, is thrice. Quater is 4 times. There is no word for it in English. And quinquiens is 5 times. Again, there's no word for this in English. So these are different forms of numbers, but they're not as common as the ordinals and the cardinals, which were mentioned in the previous video. We've also talked about the Magninumeri, the big numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 900 are declinable. That means that they will be shown in different cases and in different genders. So we have ducenti, or ducenti, or ducenta. Du, you know, is 2. Kent, you should know, is 100. So we get CC, 200. Trecenti, TRE should tell you that you're looking at a 3. Okay, and it looks like our English 3, tre. And the Kent makes it 100, so we have 300. Quadrigenti, 400, note the 4 C's. Quingenti, 500. Kent has now become Gent. That's okay because C and G are basically the same. Roman numeral D for 500. Sesgenti, 600. Septagenti, octagenti, octagentai, octagenta. Again, we have different genders here. D with 3 C's for the 800. And then the nasty 9, nongenti, nongentai, nongenta. D with 4 C's, and there's 900. Okay, and of course we have mille. The 9s can be written in other ways as well, and those are shown in your book. Mille, of course, is the letter M, and it's 1,000. These are the ordinal numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's special about these is that they are declinable along with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. So 4 to 199 are not declinable. And now we go to the ordinals, which are all declinable. So ducentesimus, there's the du, there's the kent, and that simus is almost like our th. So we get 200th. Trecentesimus, 300th. And we go on and on. These are very long. Quadringentesimus, 400th, 500th, and so on. Okay, you should always look to see what the core number is. So when you get to nongentesimus, while it looks long and daunting, you should know that 9, it can be shown as non or noem. And there's your gent. And this thing right here, like I said, is basically your th. Okay, and this is 900th. And millesimus, millesima, millesimum is 1,000th. Once we have our numbers learned, we go into the genitive of measure, which for our purposes is pretty easy because all we're going to do is use one unit of measurement, the foot. And measurement comes in the genitive case. We use the genitive plural for most of our examples, and there it is right there. So pedum is of the feet. or of feet, like a number of feet, a number of miles, a number of inches. So we can hear the genitive even in the English. So when we have omnis decim pedum, we have a river of 10 feet. Vir sex pedum, a man of 6 feet. Navis viginti, pedum, a ship of 20 feet. The yellow tells you that we're looking at the genitive. The number is not in genitive right here because these numbers are not declinable. However, omnis quingentorum pedum, well, quin we know is 5, and gent is 100, and that orum means of, a river of 500 feet. Okay, so because this one is declinable, the orum there in yellow, we can remember that the number, if it has a genitive form, will be used for measurement. The problem with these is we don't have dimension, and that's where we go on to the next piece of this puzzle, the last piece actually. For dimension, we add the ablative. Okay, so there are 3 dimensions that we need to know. Omnis quinque pedum altitudine. Omnis, as we just said, is a river. Quinque is 5, and pedum is of feet. Altitudine, well, altitudo is depth or height. So we'll get a river 5 feet in depth, or a river 5 feet deep, or a 5-foot deep river. Omnis quinque pedum latitudine, and the yellow here, the yellow E that you see, tells us that we're looking at the ablative, because these are third declension words. Well, latitude is connected to things that go sideways. Okay, so we're thinking of width or breadth. A river 5 feet in width, a river 5 feet wide, a 5-foot wide river. Our third dimension is going to be from longitudo, which is long, omnis quingentorum pedum longitudine, a river. Quin is 5, gent is 100. Okay, so of 500 feet in length, or a river 500 feet long. So take careful note here. Altitudine, latitudine, longitudine, those are all ablative, and they're all giving us dimension. Our unit of measurement and the number, if possible, are in the genitive. Okay, so we have genitive here in orange, ablative in yellow. And we'll normally see things in this order. The last thing we'll be using numbers for is to talk about price. And again, we'll talk about time in a much later lesson. For price or means of payment, we use the ablative. So, emo means I buy. What is it that I buy? I buy an agrum, which is a field. And how much am I buying that field for? I'm buying it for or with centum aures. I'm buying the field with or for 100 gold pieces. This is the only unit of measurement we need for now. Okay, this is its ablative form. If I say servum quinque aures vendo, vendo is I sell. What am I selling? I'm selling a servum. Okay, it's in the accusative case. There's the M that we have in both of these examples. I'm selling a slave, quinque aures. I'm selling a slave for 5 or with 5 gold pieces. Muto is I change or I exchange. Nawim gladio muto. What am I exchanging? I'm exchanging this thing here or this one. There are 2 possible versions of the word ship. I'm exchanging a ship with this, with a gladio, which you probably know is a sword. I'm exchanging a ship for a sword. It could also be I'm exchanging a sword for a ship. In Latin, it's not very clear. Pater vilam magna pecunia vendidit. Well, sold. Who sold? Father sold. What did he sell? He sold a vilam. It's in the accusative case. And what did he sell it with or for? He sold it for magna pecunia. The father sold the house for a large sum of money. Okay, so everything that's in yellow here is ablative, and that's the currency. So to help you prepare, reread lessons 21 and 22, review the worksheets that correspond to those lessons, know the verbs emo, wendo, and muto, definitely know the numbers. That includes Roman numerals, ordinals, and cardinals. Know the currency, which is going to be aureis, okay, unless it's some object that's being exchanged. Know the unit of measurement, which for our purposes now is just pedum. And know the dimensions in their ablative form, altitudine, latitudine, longitudine. And that's it. Good luck studying. Walete.